Hello, fellow travel enthusiasts. Have you ever wanted to cram a whole lot of adventure into a short amount of time? I'm talking about the ultimate travel challenge, visiting 3 neighboring countries in just 24 hours. It sounds crazy, right? But trust me, the thrill of experiencing different landscapes, tasting the best local cuisines, and soaking up the atmosphere of historical places in such a short span is an experience like no other. I've always been drawn to the energy of new places, the excitement of navigating unfamiliar streets, and the joy of connecting with people from all walks of life. So, when the opportunity arose to push my travel boundaries and attempt this whirlwind adventure, I couldn't resist. Why? Because life's too short to stay in one place, because exploring the world, even in quick bursts, opens our minds and hearts, and because sometimes a little bit of chaos can lead to the most unforgettable memories. So buckle up and join me as I take you on a whirlwind journey through 3 neighboring countries in 24 hours, exploring their best restaurants, hotels, and beautiful views. Choosing the right countries was crucial. I wanted destinations that were geographically close, easily accessible, and offered a diverse range of experiences. After much deliberation, I settled on a classic European trifecta: France, Spain, and Ireland. My strategy was simple: maximize every minute. I booked early morning flights to minimize travel time and planned my itinerary around each country's must-see attractions. First stop, Paris. A quick croissant under the Eiffel Tower would set the tone for the day. Next, a high-speed train to Barcelona for tapas and a stroll down Las Ramblas. Finally, a hop across to Dublin for a pint of Guinness and some traditional Irish music to end the night. Of course, meticulous planning is only half the battle. Flexibility is key when you're on such a tight schedule, and I knew I had to be prepared for anything. Delays, cancellations, and unexpected detours are all part of the adventure, right? With a mix of excitement and nervous anticipation, I packed my bags, charged my camera, and prepared to embark on the ultimate 24-hour travel challenge. Let the adventure begin. The alarm clock blared at 3 a.m., a stark reminder that this wasn't going to be your average travel day. Bleary-eyed but buzzing with anticipation, I downed a strong coffee and headed to the airport, the familiar scent of jet fuel tinged with the thrill of the unknown. The first leg of the journey was a blur of security checkpoints, passport stamps, and the comforting roar of airplane engines. Touchdown in Rome, the eternal city shimmered below, a beacon of ancient history and cobblestone streets. I had a mere 5 hours to soak it all in. Navigating the Rome metro was a breeze, the efficient network whisking me away to the iconic Colosseum. The sight of it piercing the morning sky never fails to take my breath away. A quick photo op, a creamy gelato devoured on the go, and it was time to dash to the train station, the clock ticking relentlessly onward. Each train announcement, each hurried step through bustling terminals amplified the exhilarating chaos of the challenge. The world seemed to whiz by, a tapestry of languages, landscapes, and fleeting moments. Gap 3S. Boarding the plane is always a mix of relief and excitement. The finality of the boarding call, the click of the boarding pass scanner, and the welcoming smiles of the flight attendants signal that the journey is truly underway. As I stepped onto the aircraft, the familiar scent of recycled air and the gentle hum of the engines greeted me. Finding my seat, I stowed my carry-on in the overhead compartment and settled into my window seat, my favorite spot for watching the world shrink below. The seatbelt clicked, the safety demonstration played, and I felt a wave of calm wash over me. The anticipation of takeoff, the slight bump as the plane taxied, and the exhilarating rush as we lifted off the ground marked the beginning of an unforgettable adventure. Through the window, the cityscape faded, replaced by a sea of clouds and endless sky. This was the moment where dreams took flight, and the world became a canvas of endless possibilities. Gap 3S. Arriving at the airport is always a whirlwind of activity, and today was no different. The first port of call was the check-in counter. With my passport in hand, I received my boarding pass, the official ticket to adventure. The process was surprisingly smooth, with just a hint of those familiar travel nerves. Next came the security checkpoint, a modern travel necessity. The queue moved quickly, a testament to the efficiency of the staff. As I placed my belongings into the trays, carefully removing my laptop and liquids, a sense of routine comforted me. The scanner beeped, and the occasional pat-down was all part of the journey. Soon I was through, reunited with my belongings and heading towards the gate. Each step through the airport felt like a small victory, the hustle and bustle of fellow travelers, the symphony of overhead announcements, and the distant hum of planes taking off created an atmosphere charged with excitement. This was just the beginning, and the sense of anticipation was palpable. The journey was well and truly underway, and I couldn't wait to see where it would lead. Gap 3S. As the early morning light began to filter through the airport windows, the hustle and bustle of travelers created a symphony of excitement and anticipation. The first stop was the check-in counter, where I handed over my passport and received my boarding pass, the piece of paper that officially marked the beginning of my adventure. The process was smooth, with just a hint of the usual travel nerves. Next came the security checkpoint, a necessary hurdle in modern travel. The queue moved quickly, and before I knew it, I was placing my belongings into the trays, carefully removing my laptop and liquids. The security staff were efficient, guiding everyone with practiced ease. The beep of the scanner and the occasional pat-down were all part of the routine, and soon I was through, reunited with my belongings and heading towards the gate. Boarding the plane is always a moment of mixed emotions. There's the relief of making it this far, the anticipation of the journey ahead, and the slight anxiety of takeoff. As I stepped onto the aircraft, the friendly smiles of the flight attendants and the comforting hum of the engines greeted me. I found my seat, stowed my carry-on, and buckled up, ready for the adventure that awaited. The plane began to taxi, the safety demonstration played, and then, with a surge of power, we were airborne. The city lights below faded into the distance, replaced by the vast expanse of the sky. As we climbed higher, I felt a sense of freedom, of leaving the familiar behind and embracing the unknown. The journey was truly beginning, and I couldn't wait to see where it would take me. The high-speed train to Barcelona was a marvel of modern engineering, covering the distance in just 6 hours, but also a reminder that time waits for no one, especially not a traveller on a mission. The Spanish countryside flashed by, a blur of olive groves and sun-drenched villages, each holding a story I wouldn't have time to uncover. Barcelona was a whirlwind of vibrant energy, with its historic Gothic quarter and the stunning Sagrada Familia. The sights, sounds and smells of La Boqueria market were a feast for the senses, offering some of the best local produce and delicacies. I sampled delicious tapas at Quimé and Quimé, marveling at the sheer variety of flavors, each bite a tiny explosion of Spanish culture. My whirlwind tour continued with a stroll down Las Ramblas, the city's iconic pedestrian street lined with flower stalls and street performers. The air hummed with the chatter of locals and tourists, the scent of fresh flowers mingling with the salty tang of the nearby sea. A quick glance at my watch sent me scrambling for the airport once more, a familiar pang of regret tugging at me as I bid farewell to Barcelona's sun-drenched streets. But the adventure wasn't over yet. Landing in Dublin after a 2-hour flight felt like stepping into a storybook, the air thick with the scent of rain and the promise of cosy pubs. I made a beeline for the Temple Bar district, a vibrant labyrinth of cobblestone streets and traditional pubs known for its lively atmosphere. Finally, with a well-deserved pint of Guinness in hand at the Brazen Head, serenaded by the soulful strains of Irish folk music, I allowed myself a moment to breathe, to savour the culmination of this incredible journey.